I have moved my puzzle table and I have changed the lighting, and whoa, I am lit up. Usually I am usually I'm in the shadows, but not today. Woo. Okay. Oh my goodness, I feel like I'm under a magnifying glass, guys. Nonetheless, let's get back into a puzzle. Okay, let me see what I can do with this puzzle. I don't know if anything much, but that's okay. I am enjoying it. Okay. Well, let me tell you the truth. Not that I don't, but you know what I mean. I went out last night. There was a community fundraiser, so decided to go out to that to show local support to my community and whatnot. And it was such a good time. Not gonna lie, I'm feeling a little tired today, so probably gonna be a little bit harder for me to focus today. But nonetheless, so yeah, it was a really nice time, and they actually achieved their goal of selling all the tickets that they had for sale. So good for them for doing that. But yeah, so anyway, you guys don't really care about any of that. I know you guys are here for if you're here at all, I know you're here to talk about mental health issues and whatnot, because that's what my channel is about. Okay, I want to focus on talking about my time, all of my post-secondary time, and I don't script these. I really wish that I did sometimes, because I just want to make sure that everything's cohesive. So if things aren't cohesive, well, I am literally trying my absolute best to make it cohesive for you guys. But until you guys make comments, I'm not really too sure what kind of direction you guys are looking for or whatnot. So I just have to do really what feels right and appropriate to me. And I do think I am hitting the right mark with the things. But again, really the only comments I've gotten, well, no, I have gotten some positive comments, but there has been some negative, like, whoa, the amount of hatred that's out there is palpable, eh? Like, whoa, whoa, whoa. So that I just can't stand any of that. I just don't understand. Like, what is the point of making such a hateful comment to someone? Like, do you honestly feel better when you put someone else down? Because wow, that says volumes about who you are as a person. You know, you may have had hard things in your life, and I can appreciate that you're angry, but holy sweet jumpins, like, I don't understand how my optional channel, it's not even something you have to watch, it's optional. Why does that cause such duress for some people? Like, holy moly. Anyway, moving on, because I know I'm just becoming a target now for people who are going to teach me what's what and all that. Like, jumpin' Joseph, like, seriously, get help. You need to feel better about yourself in life, because there's no way if you feel good about yourself, you're making those hateful comments. So nonetheless, let's move on. Let's see. I'm trying to find that fluffy cloud to put that in, but I don't know. Okay. Where does this go? That goes somewhere where it's pink. Oh, there. Okay. Probably like that then. So then that goes there somewhere like that. So yeah, what I want to talk about is more school stuff. That is how I kind of, that's how I started this puzzle, saying that I was going to talk about post-secondary things. So I'm just going to continue along with that idea. Seeing if I could sneak that puzzle piece in somewhere. There we go. Right where it belongs, actually. But yeah, okay. What to talk about for school? And I haven't watched these videos, so I'm unclear of what I've talked about and what I haven't. So I'm just in my brain right now trying to think through what have I said, what haven't I said, what needs to be said as well, because there's always something that needs to be said, I think. So, let me think. Okay, I cannot multitask. I'm that tired. Give me a second here. Puzzle's coming together nicely though. Okay, well, let me talk about why I decided to do post-secondary education. For me, so my mom is still a teacher. She teaches math 10, 11, 12, or she did, sorry. That's that side. She was always a believer in education. Obviously, being a teacher, one would hope that kind of follows suit, obviously. But I always felt like education was a door that could open up opportunities for you. It certainly is not for everyone, and that's fine. I am past the point of comparing or competing. My journey is my journey, and your journey is your journey. And it just... Sorry, I am so tired. I was up quite late, and I haven't pulled one of those kind of all-nighters for a while. And anyway, so I'm. It's going to take me a few seconds to think about what I'm trying to say here. But yeah, how do I say it? Education's not for everyone, and that's absolutely fine. But if you have an inkling that you want to go and you want to deal with, because I think usually you incur debt when you do education, and if you feel comfortable incurring that debt, then I think if you don't go, I think that's a missed opportunity, because I do think everyone has a place, has a role to play in this world. And so if you decide that you want to go on and learn other things, well, that's a good thing. That's a beautiful thing. But so is the person who wants to, go to work every day, because we need people who want to, instead of doing education, we need people who just want to get going and get started in their life and get started in their jobs. That's not to say they can't upgrade or do whatever later, but at the same time, I do think that education should still be looked at as a positive thing instead of a waste of time. Some people think that education is a waste of time, and I don't know, I don't get that, especially now, where I did go to school to become a paramedic. I am no longer a paramedic. Now, some people may be like, oh, well, you wasted all that time, but I certainly don't think that was a waste of time. I learned such valuable skills that I could have never learned anywhere else. So that being said, I'm happy that I have other education under my belt, because could you imagine if I didn't? What would I be doing with my life now? I feel badly for my colleagues who that's the only life they know. Well, my goodness, it must be some hard to lead that life if that's all you know. Whereas I'm fortunate, I have things to fall back on when I am ready to re-enter the workforce, because right now I'm not allowed to. I'm still trying to heal with my PTSD, but I do think that if, as I said, it's so simple. My message is just, if you have an inkling to do further education, do it. It will open up doors for you that you may have never even thought possible, and that is a beautiful thing. So don't ever feel guilty for wanting to to learn other things. That's a beautiful thing. So the reason I decided to do it, long-winded story, my mom always made the household conducive for wanting to learn, wanting to kind of know more. And so when I said that I wanted to go to school, it was not only was it kind of expected, to be honest, but it was certainly met with no difficulty. What is the word I'm trying to say? No hesitation. It was understood that I was going to go to school. Now, I applied. My parents did give me some money, which was lovely, but I did have to apply for a loan. I didn't have that money saved. I did pretty much all of my schooling on loans. So that becomes a little bit difficult when you're trying to pay things back, especially with the situation I'm in now. So that certainly, don't get me wrong, it will add to your stress immensely. It's all in a matter of your perspective, I think. I'm hoping that one day I can become a valuable member of the workforce again. It's certainly not going to be tomorrow, but I have faith that things will turn around. And that's the thing I think that education can give you, is hope and faith that things will change. Because I mean, to me that's what education is. Like, you go somewhere because you didn't know something, you learn something, so you change your perspective, and now maybe your thought process is a little bit different because, you know, the more you know, kind of thing, right? So nonetheless, instead of finding the actual puzzle pieces for sections, I'm just finding the little kind of moments, the little pieces that go here, go there. And it's certainly not how I like to puzzle, but the colors are not the colors, but the print on the puzzle is a little bit where's the pink? Oh, and the hat. The puzzle is a little bit the colors are a bit muted. How many times did I say that sentence? Holy moly. The colors are a little bit muted, so that's okay though. Where does this go? Oh, way over here. Okay. Make it. I'm just puzzling away, and I'm like, oh right, I'm actually filming this. I know because I'm talking. However, whatchamacallit? I forget sometimes that I have to like ensure the camera is going, if you will. Now, where does this belong? Oh, that's his little snout. Okay, this one down here somewhere. Oh, I hate puzzling like this, but it's the only thing my eye's seeing right now, so I kind of have to do it this way, but I certainly do not like to. But the puzzle's getting done, so perhaps I just need to change my perspective and realize that sometimes you have to change how you're doing things, right? So such a lesson in life, and such is puzzle and such is lesson in life, eh? All right. So yeah, so for schooling, I really wanted to be able to have options or have choices once I became older. Where is the green? Oh, the green's over there. Did I have to do as many different educations as I did? No, certainly not. However, to me, it all kind of rolled together and it all made sense. So obviously that's why I did it. I don't like to waste my time and I don't like to repeat myself. So if I was comfortable doing all of that different schooling, then obviously I felt very strongly about all of that. And I don't know if I've said, and if I've said and it's repetitive, well, I apologize. However, for people who don't know, so in order, my education was a Bachelor of Arts with a history in the culture of World War II, a interior design diploma from Toronto, a commerce degree with a marketing major from St. Mary's, and lastly, a paramedic diploma from Medivie Health Ed. So, yes, I have a lot of education. That is abundantly clear. But again, I wouldn't change one thing of it because it really made me who I am. And I just don't understand if you start wishing away things that you've done, well, I don't know, that's who you were and that's why you are the way you are. So I think be careful before you start to get rid of everything that literally makes you who you are. I mean, that's my opinion and you can disagree, but that's how I feel about myself. So thankfully, I'm lucky for that, I must say. Now, why is there red there? Oh, because I'm looking at the wrong one. That's why. I was wondering what was going on there. Okay, so here's some red there. Okay, where you go? You're over here somewhere. So yeah, I don't know if that's like, as big as an answer as you guys were kind of hoping for, but honestly, I just wanted to do the school so that I would always have options available to me. I just thought it was just so important. And even though I'm down for the count right now, I'm not finished. I feel like I'm just getting going. And, if you don't understand that, that's completely fine. Because again, my journey is my journey. Yours is yours. I would never expect you to understand. It's, you gotta just stop competing and stop comparing. I think that's where a lot of people get into problems. Just focus on what is right for you. Now, that's all you should be doing as far as I'm concerned. So yeah. Okay, so this is gonna go up there somewhere. Where do you go? Oh, you're the pig, okay. Yeah, okay. So, I have to pose, I'm so tired I have to pose myself questions because I cannot just freely talk and think today. Not today. I'm too tired, guys. But I want to make these videos because I also want to show, it may seem silly, but I also want to show how much of a struggle it is sometimes to think because I don't know, I just think that that's a different one. I just think that it's important to see that it's not always so happy, and it's not so easy all the time either. I think that everybody wants to be seen in such a positive way online, and I completely understand that. However, that is not reality. And if you, to me, are confident, you can show both sides of the coin. And so that's why, for me, it's important to show, hey, you know, I am trying so hard, but I'm still struggling. Oh, what? As they would say, what fresh hell is that? But it's probably something positive, so I shouldn't be so negative. Pardon me just for a moment while I go see what that is about. Don't know where that goes. Goes right there. All right, give me a second. Ugh. Oh, that's a nice text message. That's funny. Okay, how are we doing on time? About 20 minutes. That's not bad. Not bad at all. Okay. So, what can I talk about? Let's see. School. Gosh, I'm tired. Well, it's homecoming week. I never participated in that, to be quite honest with you. I don't really know why. I'm proud of the universities that I attended, or university. I went back to the same one. Obviously, I liked it. But yeah, I never did homecoming week. I don't know. I wasn't really into sports, and so for me, it wasn't something I felt that I needed to go to. However, I fully appreciate that for some it is the ultimate end all and be all, and I think that's a beautiful thing. So if you're a homecomer queen, or if you're someone who really takes it seriously, well, that's nice. I think that being proud of your alma mater, I think, is a nice thing. So, be proud of that. Okay. Here you go with the cow, I think. Somewhere there. I'm trying to figure that one out. That's a hard one to figure out, I think. Oops, sorry. Go. Oh, I hate doing a puzzle like this. So the way I like to puzzle is like to pick up all the pieces and of the section. So like if you're doing a bright red bouncy ball, pick up all the pieces of the bright red bouncy ball. That's how I like to puzzle. So this is difficult for me, but oh well. I am making progress, so perhaps I need to change my perspective, and instead of lamenting about the way I used to do things in the past, be like, well, that's not going to work for me, so I need to try something new, and that's okay. And I'm still making progress. It's just different type of progress. And maybe that's really what people struggle with, is they like the way they used to do it because that's the way that's familiar to them. However, just like in nature, everything changes, doesn't it? So it's hard to stick to what we used to know, and it's hard to hold on to the past, isn't it? And I'm not saying that to get anyone upset. I'm just commenting that I think that's what people struggle with the most, is change. And it's funny because we love nature, and all nature really does is change and change and change. It's, the fall colors, like all of that stuff. So it's interesting to me when people just really struggle with change. I mean, I struggle with change as well. So sorry, don't know why I was yelling. I struggle with change as well, so I can appreciate it. But at the same time, if you don't adapt, I think you're going to die. And, that may seem really severe, but I've seen it. My line of work. Anyway, I'm supposed to be talking about school stuff. So let's backtrack a little bit. It's really hard to get some of these pieces, I'll tell you. And I was so confident that the Eurograph would be a good fit for me, but I don't know. But maybe I'm mad because it's too hard. Oh well, I'm slowly picking up the pieces as I'm going. So it is getting done. It's just, I'm just, again, upset that it's not the way I like to do it. So move on, wary soldier, and just get her done. That's all I need to focus on, is just... And how does this go? Oh, it goes way out too. There we go. Okay, good. Sorry, I need to be quiet for a second. Intense puzzling going on here. There we go. Yay. Wow, that really eats up into his... That's funny. Where do you go? God, it looks like it wants to go there so badly. It's not going to. Okay, let me stop for a second. School. What can I talk about school? Oh my gosh. Let's talk about how to save money. There's a topic I can discuss. Okay, so textbooks. Here's the thing about textbooks, okay? And I am not sure if this generation is really into textbooks or if everything's online. So I will have to discuss as if textbooks are still a thing, because that is the only thing I really ever had experience in. Online wasn't as big when I was going through school as much as textbooks were. So the thing with textbooks is that they are expensive. And even though the schools usually will buy them back, it is at such a deep price gouge that honestly, I found it insulting. Like, you would buy a book for $200 and they would buy it back for like $40, like not even 40. And there cannot be a highlighter, an indent, a turn page. There can be nothing to change the value of the book. And I get it, but then when they're selling the used books, they're selling them for expensive price as well. Oh my gosh, I used to get so cross when you have to go buy textbooks. Because if you think, where are we at here? If you think as a history major, oh my gosh, I had to buy so many textbooks. So expensive. Oh my gosh. So, half your tuition, I promise you, will almost go to textbooks. Like, it's wild. It blew my mind. So one way that you can certainly save money is to buy used textbooks. Now, you have to understand, when you buy used textbooks, the condition, they should be selling them in a good condition. However, sometimes you're going to have highlighter marks, you're going to have ripped pages, you're going to have, stuff, you're going to have the other person's ideas kind of laid out in front of you. Now, that's fine. If that doesn't bother you, then you are so lucky. I cannot read a page if it has all kinds of like scribbles and doodles and, has their thought process. Oh my gosh, no, thank you. No. So I always bought new, and oh my gosh, it was such a waste of money half the time, because sometimes you would use a textbook, and I mean, my courses, we use textbooks a lot, but sometimes you would only use it for like a tiny little bit and then be done, and it'd be like, oh, it's just so frustrating, because you're like, I spent so much money on that, like, holy moly. Anyway, oh, you're way up here. But yeah, so that is a really good way. If markings on a page do not bother you, then that's an excellent way for you to try to save money when you're in school. Because yeah, textbooks, like, you probably won't use them again. Now, if you're getting into medical where you might reference some stuff, maybe. But so many things are online now that perhaps you don't have to, but it seriously is up to you. It's your money, but oh, I so remember the textbooks. Oh my gosh, just so expensive. Like, oh, yeah. Anyway, another good way to save money, and this may be such a pain in the butt, but is to take your own food. It is very tempting to go out to eat. Very, very, very tempting. And I don't think you should say no every single time. If you have to, well, I'm sorry, my dear, that's the lot in life for you at the moment. I'm sorry about that. But I do think there is something to be said for going out with your classmates and getting food. It is a bonding experience. And food, I think that's the whole purpose of food, is to bring people together, and in a way that they can kind of, as they say, like, break bread, or kind of disarm your nerves, because you're consumed with, and now I'm going to get super technical if I hopefully am remembering this right, your autonomic and your sonomic, oh, that's mispronounced, but nonetheless, your different nervous systems. So we want you to make connections. We want you to be relaxed. And hopefully, if you're sitting there eating food, you're more relaxed than if you're, up in arms and fight or flight, ready to go. Nonetheless, what I find really interesting about all that stuff is that it seems like when we can break bread with each other, that's when we kind of make those connections. We make more significant connections. And I honestly think that is such a beautiful thing. So go out for lunch sometimes. You cannot go every time. You really can't. Not only is it a bad waste of money, but it also doesn't teach you anything about being an adult. If you go somewhere and you have food prepared for you every single day, then at some point when you don't have the opportunity to have food prepared for you, you may certainly struggle, because that's not what you're used to. So you may struggle with that. So a good cost-effective way to save money is to bring food, because you are going to be hungry, you're going to be bored, it's just, I don't know, it's funny how we have to eat so much all the time, isn't it? I don't even think we're that hungry a lot of the times. I think, like I said, I think we get bored. I think we get, wanting to be social. We think of that stereotypical, European, let's pick on Greece, I guess, the grandmother, manja, I'm not hungry, manja, because I think it's about connections. I don't even think it's about the food a lot of the time. So anyway, that's just kind of that is my opinion on that. And I think it's a pretty valid opinion. Okay. Hate the colors in this one section. It is making it very hard to see. Darn. But yeah, so there we go. So that is a really good way to save money, is to take your own lunch. Because even if you just get like a slice of pizza and a pop, that's going to be like $5, $6, $7 right there. So if you're in school 5 days a week, well, that's $35. Yep. Sorry, I'm so tired. I had to do that math for a second. That's $35. So that's over $100 a month. Like, come on, can you really be forking that out? Because what happens when an emergency happens? Like, let's say I am never so popular until I try to do something. Hang on. I'll answer that later. That's so funny. I can't say what that text message was about, but quite clever, quite clever. Okay. Guys, I'm just going to take a quick break, all right? I'll see you in a minute.